Hi, this is Chaplain Gary Swain from SGM Broadcasting, located in Marshtown, New Jersey. You're listening to us tonight courtesy of Spreaker.com. We're bringing to your doorstep what we call on-demand radio that you can control when and where you're listening. Online at Spreaker.com, on your cell phone, or download our convenient podcast to your favorite MP3 player. SGM Broadcasting is your source for Christian business news, the local gospel music connection featuring area artists, and our weekly Journey of Faith, an inspiration message with local pastors. Good morning, America. This is Gary Swain of WSGM Broadcasting, ROD. That is Radio on Demand. Aaron and I are the host of Clipping Coupons, South Jersey style, and this week's show is number 7. Today is Saturday, May 27, 2017. We are sponsored by America Loves Coupons. Our program name is Clipping Coupons, South Jersey style, where we discuss money-saving ideas as well as interviewing South Jersey merchants who want to do more business with you on a regular basis and are willing to reward you for that business. In addition, we tell you about merchants who have new coupon offers as well as where to get and print your own coupons. Our show tonight will cover Victory Gardening Part 6, Coupon Ideas for New People, new coupon offers, and new merchants participating in America Loves Coupons Cumberland County book. Sitting to my left side is my co-host, Aaron Swain, and he has prepared our 6th Victory Garden episode for tips for gardening. Aaron, say hi to our listeners.
Hello, America. Last week we spoke about used car shopping and how oil may be good for our cars but not our garden. This week we are going to go back to gardening. Right now we're thinking about what we'll be planting in our garden and getting that soil ready to be planted. As the 15th of this month, we're past our last frost date, and we're ready to put our vegetables and fruits into the soil.
Okay, we are coming up on our first station break. We'll be back. This is Gary Swain, your host and sound engineer for Clipping Coupons, South Jersey style, brought to you by America Loves Coupons. Contractors and do-it-yourselfers rely on RE Combines, and you should too. RE Combines is one of this area's oldest E.P. Henry authorized hardscaping distributors, with award-winning services such as on-site delivery, placement of products right where you need them, E.P. Henry do-it-yourself seminars, and contractor seminars too. Design imaging and special discounted bank financing. See our 5,500 square foot Idea Center with sample patios, walkways, and wall systems, just to name a few. For your convenience, R.E. Cummings is open 7 to 5 Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturdays. We are conveniently located at the corner of West Chestnut Avenue, Vineland. For information or to place an order, call 691-4040. That's 691-4040. R.E. Cummings for all your commercial and residential hardscaping needs. Located at 67 West Chestnut Avenue in Vineland. R.E. Cummings invites you to stop by and take a look at their hardscaping paradise. R.E. Cummings is also offering a complete line of cleaners and sealers to maintain the beauty of your hardscaping paradise. Stop in soon at R.E. Cummings, 67 West Chestnut Avenue in Vineland, or call 691-4040. That was 691-4040. Remember, when it comes to planning your springtime raised garden, don't forget our friends at R.E. Cummings, Inc., located in Vineland, New Jersey. So, Aaron, we're back. How would you go about preparing your garden for soil planting?
Well, how I'd go about preparing the soil for planting is it would really depend on if you're building a raised bed or gardening and your local soil. That would determine the way that you'd go about handling your garden soil prep. First, you want to get a test for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, and also the drainage of your soil. You can find different tests at local hardware stores, Walmart, and garden centers between $5 to $10 to test that soil as far as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. As far as drainage, you'd take a sample of your soil, mix that up in a bottle, and see how it filters and settles out to get the most out of your test. And this is something that you might not want to do if you're doing a raised bed, but if you're gardening in your soil, then you want to take you want to do a test of your soil and take that soil example to your local county extension. You can also have your soil tested by your local county extension. For Cumberland County, you can find that at 291 Morton Avenue, Millville, New Jersey. That's right by Landis Avenue and Morton Avenue, for those that are familiar with those roads. And the average county extension test costs right around $50. Now, in order to prepare this test, you want to test from 10 different spots within your garden. You want to dig 10 to 12 inches deep in the soil. Take a sample of that soil, the full 10 or 12 inches of it. Just take a slice of it off with your shovel and take that and put it into a bucket. And you want to take 10 more samples just like that. You want to mix that bucket very well. And then for your local county test, they usually require about 2 cups of dried soil.
So, can there be bad soil for planting?
Absolutely. There can, most of our soils are not amended, and it's what we'll find locally. So your topsoil might be the first couple inches, and that soil might be great soil. But below that, typically in this area, you'll find either sandy soil, clay soil, or like a silt soil. Now, for clay soil, you want to add coarse silica sand. That'll be a very coarse sand, and it usually has very small stones in it. Compost or manure. Now, for a sandy soil, we want to add a little bit of peat moss that will help retain moisture, sawdust, and manure. Now, for silt, we want to add coarse silica sand and a manure compost.
How about fertilizer?
Well, the plants can't tell the difference between organic or chemical fertilizer, but I certainly suggest using organic fertilizer. It has a lot more minerals that you typically won't find with chemically processed fertilizers. And not only that, you can't go wrong using an organic fertilizer. It's very hard to overdose and burn your plants. Now, with chemical fertilizer, it's the complete opposite. You have a great chance of burning your plants if you put it on too heavy. The difference between the two is you'll certainly see you'll see a quick boost when you use a chemical fertilizer, where when you lay down an organic fertilizer, it may take the next week or so to soak down into the soil where it really needs to be used by your plants.
Well, Aaron, now that we've prepared our soil, how about getting ready to plant your plants?
As far as planting your plants, you want to go by the instructions that are available for the plant. Usually if you buy them in flats, they'll have little tags or flags on them that will explain it. If you've planted it from seed, then your seeding package should give you instructions. And each plant is unique. One of the neat things about tomato plants is those starting leaves that you got when your tomato plant first bursted out of the seed. You can actually trim or pick them off and bury your tomato plant up to your first actual stems. All that whole stem that you've planted will actually become roots.
Now, Aaron, I remember when I was a child watching movies of how to plant a plant. And I know that if we've conditioned our soil and we've checked our soil out, we've fertilized the plant, there's got to be some watering involved. So how about watering your plants? How much water should you use?
Well, watering your plants, there's no certain exact guide on how you should go about watering your plants, because your soils will be different. Even after you've amended that soil, you've added sand, you've added either your compost or manure. Every soil is going to drain different. So what you really need to do is you need to test it yourself. Now, what I typically do in order to test to see if I need to add water to my garden or if it's just fine is I'll take my pointer finger and I'll push my pointer finger down into the ground. Now, if the first inch that my pointer finger goes in is dry, but the rest of it is moist, then you're fine. You're good to go. You can hold off on watering. Now, if you push your pointer finger all the way down and into the soil and you find that the soil is dry, which would be roughly about 3 inches deep, then you need to go ahead and water that. Now, as far as watering your plants, each plant requires a different amount of water. So overwatering your plants can kill them just as much as not watering your plants. Now, what I suggest is a soaker hose kit and timers. There's many different ways of watering it, but the soaker hose saves you the most amount of water, saves you the most amount of time, and you don't have to worry about fungus or other things, other diseases developing on your plants because the way that you're watering, keeping them moist all day on. So ideally, each week you want to have 2 very good soakings of your soil. You'll turn on that soaking hose, and you're going to water it as deep as 8 to 10 inches. Usually takes about a half an hour to an hour, and it depends per soil. And you really want to research the roots of your individual plants and know that the watering and type of drainage that each plant needs, and plant those types of plants together. So you'll find that lettuces, many of your greens need a lot of water because their root systems are only so many inches deep. Then you'll find plants like tomatoes, eggplants, that have very deep, 3 feet by 3 feet root systems where you can get away with watering them just once a week. Now, when we look at pepper plants, oftentimes we look at the plant, we see that it's wilting, and we think that it needs more water. Well, it's very easy to overwater pepper plants, and just because you're seeing wilting, which typically happens in the middle of your high heat summer days, it's the plant protecting itself. And just because it's wilting up top doesn't mean that there's no water down below. So you need to test it. Stick your finger in the ground and see if it's moist or dry. If it's dry 3 inches deep, then you want to go ahead and give it a good soaking. If just the top layer, 1 inch or 2 inches, is dry, then you can hold off until you really see that top layer of soil become dry.
Well, Aaron, wrapping it up for this week's segment on victory gardening, is there anything else you'd like to share with our folks out in the audience?
Well, there's many sources that I use to get my information about gardening because I absolutely love it, and I research it very heavily. I want to say that the greatest source for the beginning gardener is probably the Almanac. That's the Old Farmer's Almanac. It's a book that we're used to seeing in grocery stores for many, many years, and actually came out in the 1700s. So the Old Farmer's Almanac can be found at www.almanac.com. It's an excellent source. They have a lot of blog-like writings on soil amendments, organic fertilizers, and I believe they have the most solid information out of any source that I use. Another good source is your county extension, looking up Rutgers and seeing what Rutgers has to offer for you. Rutgers is also the one that's doing your soil testing if you do decide to take it to a county extension. And another source that I really enjoy to use, but necessarily might not have all the information you need, is Mother Earth News.
Well, Aaron, thank you for this excellent victory gardening segment this week. Hope that you'll stay with us and help us with the rest of the show tonight, as we need to take a break for station identification and some words from our sponsors. Hi, this is Gary Swain from WSGM Broadcasting. I'm here to tell you a little bit about our show, Clipping Coupons, South Jersey Style. Our show is available Saturday morning for playing or download. Each week, my co-host, Aaron, and I will discuss topics of interest to South Jersey residents who want more for their money while improving their lifestyle. This week's show, Aaron will have the 5th episode on victory gardening with fruit trees, and I will discuss the subject of how couples can improve their relationships by using the rules of fair fighting to resolve their differences. Aaron and I will tell you about new coupons for the month of May and their merchants. Remember, listen to Clipping Coupons South Jersey Style. You can find our show by subscribing to our Facebook page, America Loves Coupons, on the website at www.alcoupons.us, or by going to Spreaker.com and searching for the show, Clipping Coupons South Jersey Style. Thank you. This is Senior Chaplain Gary R. Swain signing off. Looking forward to seeing you on Saturday morning. God bless and good day. Hey folks, we're back. This is Senior Chaplain Gary R. Swain with WSGM Broadcasting. That is radio.